Aliesa's Words of Wisdom. Aliesa grew up in a poor family and was never given a name. She dealt with unstable weather all year round. There was either a drought or a flood. Aliesa finds a newspaper and asks an old man what this piece of paper is about, and she did not understand the words on the page. Later, she takes up reading and writing because of wanting to learn how to read the newspaper. Aliesa learning how to read, write, and speak her language. She was learning to read and write by a priest. While overcoming her illiteracy, she found out that she has an extraordinary talent for using words. I've been looking for you. Please, Aliesa, I need your help. You must give me those wonderful words of yours. I want nothing more but the best for the future of my people, as well as the future of my country. Peso. Okay, 1 peso por favor. Please, Aliesa, I am fond of your words. I don't want to be seen as a fearsome warlord anymore, but a person that is fit to run for commander-in-chief. I'm about to leave, but before I go, I will give you 2 special words. Please listen carefully. Okay, if you insist, you have served me well after all. The colonel dreams about her and ends up falling in love with her. Aliesa returns, and the colonel takes her hand, and the two fall in love. Plot. The story takes place somewhere in South America where the rainy season brings floods and the dry seasons bring drought. It started off with a girl named Aliesa Crepusculario who grew up in a poor family. She grew up to be a traveling writer who meets a colonel who needs help in making a speech. The colonel is running for president, and she must deliver a presidential speech. She and the colonel later fall in love. Themes. Adversity is a major theme because Aliesa constantly faces major challenges and tragedies such as watching her younger siblings die. She had also never written a presidential speech, so taking that job was a huge challenge for her. Love was also a main theme since Aliesa and the colonel loves in life brought them together. Aliesa's love of poetry and the colonel's desire of giving up his warlike image. Symbols. Aliesa's name represents beauty in twilight. Characterizations. Aliesa, powerful in her writing, beautiful and wise. The colonel, who is a politician, love-struck, determined, dominant, illiterate, and a man of war. Structure. Covers the main character's arguments and limits the fill-ins. Tells about their journeys, ups and downs. Rhetorical strategies. When Aliesa gives the colonel the 2 words, it gives off a magical and secretive feeling. An example of how words made her more powerful and useful to the colonel, because the words made him want her even more. Imagery. A fiery heat radiating from her hips. The short story fits into the magic realism genre that became popular amongst Latin American authors and poets. Personification. Aliesa found the beauty and twilight in poetry. This story applies to Marxist literary criticism because Aliesa came from a very poor family. Her family was so poor that she was not given a name and was not even baptized. The story most likely takes place in a Spanish-speaking South American country because of the language, currency, climate, and the methods of transportation. Instead of becoming a servant or a prostitute, like what most women would work as, Aliesa decided to work as someone who would sell words, recite or write speeches for others. This is an example of how Aliesa broke the status quo and broke away from the oppression, since she did not work in a line of work in which women would most likely pursue at the time. Aliesa, witnessing the deaths of her siblings due to a drought, contributed to the list of her struggles. The breaking of the status quo and overcoming of oppression are all points that are brought up while discussing Marxist literary theory.